how's it going, folks? So, today's lecture covered art with a capital A. And in it, I talked about the book that Aristotle wrote called the Poetics. And it's a very thin book. It's one of those books where the translation part has more than the actual book itself. And if you ever go and pursue a master's in the arts, chances are you're going to have to read this book. And oh my God, it is boring. But it is one of the most important books ever written, because Aristotle defines for us not just dramatic structure as we know it, plot, character, thought, diction, music, which he called melody, and spectacle. He also defines genre, and these are things I'll get to later, but he also defines art, and he gives us the qualities of art. Now, he's going to give us 3, and I'm actually going to give you 4. I add on 1 because with the advent of technology, internet, we now have a 4th that needs to be addressed. So there's 4 qualities of art, and then the definition of art, and then the definition of drama, and the difference between scripts and books. So here are the slides that I gave you today. Right, so today's terms: art, Aristotle's Poetics, drama, scripts, and books. We're going to start with the 4 qualities of art. Actually, we're going to talk just a wee little bit about Aristotle's Poetics. So yeah, write this down, written in 332 BC, considered one of the greatest works of all time. And yes, he defined dramatic structure, genre, and he defined art. And what makes it a big deal is he was really the first person to ever do this, at all. Okay, moving on to the 4 qualities of art. So yeah, write these down. The first one is, and these aren't really that big a revelation, but art is subjective. Keep in mind the definition of subjective there, just taking place in the mind and modified by personal bias. Write all these down, but the best way to explain this is what might be art to you may not necessarily be art to me. Here's a quick story that I probably told in class. Okay, so you see this painting right here? That's the dude who painted it right there. Name is Bartlett Newman. Anyway, he paints this thing, right? And it goes on auction. And it sells for, and I probably did this in class, $44 million. Look at it again. Look at that. Look at that.
$44 million for something
You probably could have painted blindfold. When I first saw this, I was incredulous. And I went over to my friend Jay's office. I said, you see this? You see this thing? It's sold for $44 million, man. And he took it and he went, here, let me see. And he went, well, wait, who painted it? Oh, Bartlett Newman, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense? $44 million for that? That makes sense? To me, it doesn't. But to people in the world of art, it might make plenty of sense. It might make perfect sense. You know, one person might love Picasso, and another person might see a bunch of squiggles and wonder, what the hell? Art is subjective. So yes, art can inspire or destroy, or it can inspire you to great heights, it can inspire you to great lows, or it can just help you get fit. You know, if you listen to a playlist at the gym, that's art trying to help you out a little bit. And I'm sure the example that I gave you in class among many was the swastika. It is often attributed to the Nazis, but did you know that the Buddhist swastika goes back nearly 2,000 years? And it was actually painted on the heads of babies as a symbol of hope and luck. Quality number 3, art is subject to the beliefs of the beholder. That's right. The spiritual and religious and political beliefs that you have up to now have all been shaped by your upbringing. And great art may completely change your belief structure. And this fourth quality comes basically within the 19th to 20th century. It's COM 101 stuff. Art must have a message, a sender and receiver. Right, so if I wrote you a letter and you never saw it, it's not art. But if you open it up and read it, then it becomes art. At least that's the theory. So those are the four qualities of art. But now, here's the definition of art. Back to you. Art is the imitation of something natural or imagined. I say again. Art is the imitation of something natural or imagined. One more time. Art is the imitation of something natural or imagined. Right, and here you have the definition of drama. Life is drama, and drama is conflict. And even if you just gave me the definition of drama being conflict, you'd be right. Scripts versus books. Again, a book is meant to be read and highly personal, but a play is meant to be these three things: read, decoded, and performed. And a script is written in a certain way, which I'll go over throughout this class, but there's subtext, actor choices, and stage directions. Here's another example of books. It's like Harry Potter. The movies did pretty well because what was on the screen matched what was in our heads if you ever read those books. And if you didn't, that's okay. Just know that the movies are pretty much picture perfect when it comes to what was in our heads. Another example of this in terms of a play is Hamlet. Hamlet can be read any old way. It can be directed any old way. You can have different Hamlets. You can have different fights. You can have a male Hamlet. You can have a female Hamlet. And Shakespeare never one to waste words. When he wanted people to fight, he simply gave the stage direction right there. They fight. So scripts are different from books. We'll explore that a little bit more. And that's it. So that's what you need to know about art. If any of these definitions don't make any sense, make sure to shoot me an email. And if you need anything else, just let me know. Coolio. See you next class. Meow.